My name is Andy Shallal. I identify as an artist first and foremost because I think art is really what motivates a lot of what I do. I like mural work because it is so expressive. You can say so much using other people's work. I own Busboys and Poets, which is a restaurant and coffee shop. The location of Busboys and Poets is really sort of the epicenter of the civil rights movement at 14th and U Street, Northwest. I wanted to sort of pay homage to that era. The fact that the place is located at that area was only fitting that something to honor the people and the times of the civil rights movement should be a part of that space. So it has a lot of the significant icons of the civil rights movement, and also has at the center of it Gandhi, who inspired so many civil rights activists, including Martin Luther King. It's a peace and struggle wall. It's about the nonviolence resistance that took place here in this country in the 60s. Somebody from the Institute for Policy Studies, IPS, saw the mural at Busboys and Poets and asked me if I'd be able to do one. When IPS moved into their new office and looked at the boardroom, which was stark white walls, they wanted to have something that they can have here that can remind them of their history and what IPS is all about, and remind them of the struggles of the civil rights movement, of the Vietnam era, of the 80s, of the 70s, and so on. So IPS has been around for 4 decades, and having 4 walls, it was natural to sort of divide up the walls into 4 different decades, so that when they're having their meetings and they're having their gatherings, they can be reminded of the work that they've done and the work that still needs to be done. I'm from Iraq originally. My family moved to this country about 40 years ago. And we stayed in this country because of the tyranny and the situation that was going on in Iraq, the oppression that people were facing there. My family decided to stay here. It's a lot to give up your culture, your identity in so many ways. And you know, one of the things that sweetens the pie for you is the fact that you live in a country that's free, that's open, that allows for freedom of speech, freedom of expression. You know, I couldn't do this mural anywhere in the world. You know, I can get in all kinds of trouble for it. But here in America, I'm free to express myself, free to say whatever I want to. And I want to hold this country to its ideals, because I think oftentimes we forget that ideals don't just come. You have to fight for them. You have to continue reminding our leaders that this country is not about fear and oppression and all that. It's really about freedom. And while we're fighting this war on terrorism, we have to remind ourselves over and over again that the purpose of why we're fighting this war, and not sort of trample over the rights that we're supposedly fighting for. I miss seeing Iraq. I miss my relatives. I left when I was 11 years old and still have memories of it, and haven't been able to come back because of the situation that's there back then and now. Hopefully I'll make a mural like this back there one day.